$711,000. That's our average price right now in Snohomish County. Mike Novak from the Novak Real Estate team, and I'm bringing you our November market report for Snohomish County residential real estate. Every month I bring to you a video and I break down the data, sharing with you exactly what it means for you as a buyer, seller, just a curious homeowner on what is going on in our local market. Ignore those national headlines. You want to be hyper local focused when you're thinking about real estate markets. So let's jump into the data and I'll share with you at the end of this video what it means for you as a buyer, seller, just in a homeowner. So first of all, like I said in the beginning of the video, the average home price is now $711,000 in Snohomish County. We officially have broke $700,000 mark, guys. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen, that's huge. 22% increase year over year. 22%, it's huge. The average home price 1 year ago was $589,000. That's a startling increase. New listings are up about 7.3%. Homes for sale are down about 43%. There's less homes available to go look at right now. And closed sales are up 11%. So there's more homes that are being sold, but they're selling really fast, which is why the homes that are for sale are down. So days on market, how long does it take to sell a home after it comes on the market? The average is about 11 days, which is a 50% decrease from last year. So homes are selling a lot faster than they were 1 year ago. And then the median is about 5 days, so down about 28%. The 5 days is really what we call the offer review date, where a seller lists a home on a certain day, say a Thursday, and they wait till another certain day to look at offers, say a Tuesday. So that would be 1 or 0 if there were no offer review dates in our market, more than likely. So the percentage of list price. So on average, how much over list price are homes selling for right now? I know you probably hear about this in the news. You probably talk about it at the water cooler at work. Well, here's the facts. We're at 105.3% of list price on average in Snohomish County. So on average, homes are selling for 5.3% over list price. So if you want to buy a $700,000 home and the $700,000 is your absolute max, you really want to be looking in the 650s. So you can escalate, go above list price and be competitive and win that house and not miss out on that opportunity. So keep that in mind if you're a buyer. Showings per closed listing. This is a new stat that I shared for the first time just a month or two ago now. It takes about 18 showings to get an offer on a home and actually get it closed. So keep that in mind if you're a seller. If you're not at 18 showings, you likely don't have offers unless it's in a very unique location or a very hot location, if that makes sense. So what does this all mean for you as a buyer or a seller or a homeowner? First of all, let's talk about buyers. The market is really, really competitive. If you are below about $600,000 in our market, you're going to have a very difficult time buying a house. You either need to think about buying with friends or family, somehow combining incomes to get your purchase price up, because there's nothing for sale in the 400s. There's hardly anything for sale in the 500s. And most of the homes that are in the 4 and 500s right now, they have huge condition issues or they're not even financeable. So if you're looking below 600, you need to get really creative and find a way to get your income and your budget up to actually be able to buy a house right now. I hate to be so brutally honest, but I also want to be a truth teller and just share with you that if you're in that 400 or 500 range, you're gonna have a really hard time right now. Once you get above 600, it's not nearly as bad depending on your location. Like 600 is still nothing in Linwood and Edmonds and places like that. But if you're in Granite Falls or Marysville or Arlington or Stanwood, then you can definitely find something. So just keep in mind that if the average home price is $711,000, when you get much below that, you're going to have homes that have condition issues or that are not in the best locations. So just kind of be thinking about that. And again, if you're in the 400 or 500s, just be aware it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to find a home. So the other thing I want to bring up to you, if you're a buyer, realize the market went up from $589,000 to $711,000 in 1 year. So massive, 22% price increase. Do not wait to buy a house. If you're one of those buyers and you're thinking, hey, I'm just going to wait for the market to go down or to fall off a cliff or slow down, guys, it's not going to happen. The inventory level drives pricing. The inventory level is at a record low number until it goes up massively, like to 5 or 6 months of inventory supply. Keep in mind it's at 0.5 months right now. Prices aren't going to flatten. They might slow to 3, 4, 5% increases instead of 22%, but they're not going to go down. So The cost of waiting is real, and it could easily price you out of the market. A year ago, like I said, the average home price was $589,000. If you put 5% down and with taxes and insurance, your mortgage payment would be about $3,700 1 year ago at that $589 price. Today, with the average price at $711,000, if you put 5% down with taxes and insurance, your payment would be over $4,400. So you're talking a $700 price increase from 1 year to the next. And that's the cost of waiting. Like if you think you're gonna wait a year, be prepared to pay $500, $600, $700 more a month next year than you would have today. So keep that in mind as a buyer. The other thing for you to just know as a buyer is you're gonna offer 4 or 5 times more than likely before you get an offer accepted, because there's so many buyers for every listing. So just be prepared for that. It's not a huge deal. You just need to have a strategy on how you're going to win a house. You need to slow down and not start looking at houses until you have a very specific game plan how you're going to win a house. When you do find the right one, so you don't miss out on that opportunity, you need to get with your real estate agent and sit down and have those conversations so you have a game plan that's unique to you and it's going to work and help you find a house. So we do think interest rates are going to go up. It might not be till next year at some point, but all signs are indicating that they're likely to increase at some point, which is also going to make houses harder to purchase, and that's going to make your payment higher. So also be thinking about that as a buyer. Sellers, you still need to price your home to the comps. If you massively overprice your house, you're going to be doing price reductions. We've seen quite a bit of them actually, which is really weird considering how much the market is going up. With how much the market's gone up in the last year, guys, just price your house where the comps are at and know that that's a really solid price, that you've gotten massive appreciation in the last couple of years on your home, and take that, list it at that number. If the market thinks the home is worth more than that number, then it will escalate. So just be aware of that. But don't price your house for what you need to net on it. That's the number one mistake we see sellers make. Price it for how much the market actually supports. And the best way to know that is to look at comps and talk about that with your real estate agent. Staging, photography, and marketing still matter. You can list your home and just throw it in the MLS right now, and you're still gonna sell your house, but you're not gonna sell your house for the most amount of money. And for most people, they care about how much money they net, meaning every dollar counts on sales price. And you have to have a strategy for the marketing, for the staging, for the presentation of your home to the market to maximize every single dollar and net the absolute most amount of money possible for you as a seller. So keep that in mind as well. As a homeowner, if you're just a curious homeowner kind of watching what's going on in the market, well, you probably have a lot of appreciation equity in your house. If you are on like an FHA mortgage, you may want to look at refinancing and seeing if you can get into a conventional mortgage and drop your private mortgage insurance. If you've got 20% equity, that could save you some money for sure. If you have a higher interest rate, maybe take advantage of this last opportunity to refinance it and get a lower rate. Those are things I would be thinking about, but you probably have a lot of equity in your home, especially if you bought it, 2-3 years ago. You could have massive equity and be able to drop that private mortgage insurance. So I'd definitely talk to a lender or ask your agent for a referral for a lender to figure that out. It could save you a ton of money. So those are my takeaways for you. That's the November market report. It's Mike Novak from the Novak Real Estate Team. If you've got questions about any of this information or you just want to chat, I'm going to throw out my number on the screen there. So feel free to send me a text or shoot me a call, and I would love to connect with you.